Hello, welcome to Leaving My Comfort Zone. All right, this video is going to be a little bit different. I just got back from my trip to my land. Okay, so what I do is I have a unedited video of me a tour of my land, some of my land actually, because I have 18 acres, and I'm only showing you the parts where I worked on, and I have some talking while I was doing it, letting you know what this is, what that is, trying to explain what's going on. Now, as far as leaving my comfort zone, yes, I actually did leave my comfort zone. Oh, there's no doubt about that. Because when I got to the land, it wasn't what I expected. What I thought I was going to get is someplace sort of like a, I don't know, maybe like a rough park. But what I got when I got there was weeds. I mean, weeds. Lots of weeds. We had to actually cut weeds in order to go down the driveway to get to my land, which gives you an idea. But the video that's coming up, it's long, it's unedited, it's raw. You can skip around because I do explain different things in different parts because there's a lot of different areas that's on that land, and we did a lot of different things on there. And what you're seeing is the culmination of about 5 days work. I think I did this at the end of our trip, about 5 days, after 5 days of work. So what you're seeing is 5 days of work. Two people, my girlfriend and myself, determination and preparation. So we did prepare a lot. There was some stuff that I wasn't going to take, like the hedge trimmer. I didn't think I was going to need the hedge trimmer. That was like one of the last things that I bought, but I found out that the hedge trimmer was what I used the most. And if you remember in another video, I was saying, yeah, I'm going to do an experimentation with this hedge trimmer. Oh, it was an experiment when I got there. That hedge trimmer did some heavy lifting. Okay, what else did I use? I used the chainsaw a little bit. But a lot of other tools that I didn't use at all, like the shovels. My girlfriend did use the rake. You'll see the shed. I have a video of that coming up, and that is pretty amazing. But let me get on to it because this video is going to be very long. It's already long. All right, so thank you for visiting, leaving my comfort zone. Hello. Okay. This is what the land looked like, leaving my comfort zone. As you can see, it's covered with weeds, high growth. Basically, you can't do a thing with this stuff. But you can look in the distance and you can see through the fog there's this valley and trees on the other side. So once we cut through this, we'll be okay. We'll be able to see, have a beautiful view. But of course, that's not right now. Right now we had this. Now, Dee and I, we cleared this land all the way up there. But let me show you something. Now, we cleared this road. And I cut down a couple of these small trees. Because you see this growth, right? All of this growth. Now, once you get past this growth and past these small little, I don't know, bush trees that you can see like there, what opens up is a great big area of wide open space, as you can see. Let me hold it up a little bit. See, with the next tree over there, and those trees, real trees, not the little twigs that I cut down, and that opens up this whole area right behind all of this. And again, if you look really close, well, you can't really see it that much on this side, but you can on the other side because we're on a peninsula. All right, now let me show you some of the stuff that we've done. Obviously, this is stuff that's going to have to be cleaned up. As you can see, we cut down a lot of this stuff. This has to be moved to at least for the area that we've designated for some of this stuff. One of the issues with this land is that it was logged already. So when the loggers came through, what they did is they just left debris everywhere. Let me just show you some of this. See, they left stuff like this over here. So we have a lot of piles of just debris. I guess those are, when they cut the trees down, the branches they just left. And some of these are pretty big pieces. So I'm going to have to figure out a way of paying for somebody to at least grab piles like this and put them into at least one giant pile or cart it away or something. I don't know yet. Now you can see this road. Let me walk down this road a little bit. Dee and I cut this road out of all of this. If you look real close, I'm not sure if you can get this on the camera, but you can see all these little sticks that coming out of the ground. Now, these sticks coming out of the ground are what's left of this after we've cut it. All right, and so when we did that, as you can see, we did this all the way back. Now I'm not going to walk down this road completely because it's probably a good, maybe 500 feet, maybe an eighth of a mile, maybe something like that in that area of just us bending over and just cutting this path through. All right. Now what we did is once we got officially on our property, we just opened up an area. Now you can see some of our stuff. Hard hat, gasoline for the chainsaw, signs. We have tables, tiki lamps we never had to use so far. Remember the 5-gallon water containers? Well, they have water now. And this right here, it's a carrier you put on the back of the car. I showed it in the stills. I had to buy that at the last minute because I thought everything would fit in the car, but it just wouldn't do it. Alright, so here's the spot where we're piling things up. This is where we're piling up all of the broken twigs, the pieces of wood. And it's not like I'm just finding a raw spot. If you look, well, it's kind of hard to tell now, but right back in there is the same thing as I showed you earlier. It's a pile of stuff that was left by the loggers. Okay, now, Dee and I were using, there you go. Dee and I were using this cardboard right here for target practice. We were doing some bow and arrow because, you know, you can't just keep working and working and working. All right, and there's that pile of debris right there that was left by the loggers. And we were using this pile to dump our stuff as far as wood. Now you can see this area right here with the comfort cabin, you know, a comfort tent right here. You know, the comforts of home. Here we go. Got a little porta potty, everything you need. A little privacy right inside here. Now this part Dee and I cut out yesterday. And again, this is, if you look closely, you can see the cut off of all these small pieces of weeds that have actually turned into little tiny trees, almost like this right here. You can see this. Yeah. So we cut that because it was all of that looking like this, a forest basically, a real forest, and we're trying to tame this country here. That's what it's like. Now this is where we stopped. Okay, but you can see how difficult a job this is. We've only been here for a couple of days, and we've done all of this, but with 18 acres, I don't think we've covered maybe a half an acre of land that we've actually cleared. But if you look, you can see how much farther we have to go. But once you get through some of this stuff, you get these open spaces in between these trees where the weeds are not really growing. And here's another pile of wood that was left by the loggers. Okay. It's hard to tell, but I see. If you can see back there, you can see the mountain on the other side. You see that? Now that's not on my property, but our property swings down so you can get a great view. And I don't know if you can see through here, all the way in the back over there, we got the same thing. You go through there, because we're, like I said, we're more like on a peninsula, or so everything drops off at a certain point. After about 5 acres, it drops off, and there's a stream. We have a stream behind here. Now right here, this area, I wanted to clean up, but unbeknownst to me, Dee was also dumping some of the debris that she was cleaning up from this area, and she was piling it up over here. So that may be for the next trip, who knows. But at the back of the shed, as you can see, it just went crazy. I just kept on going. And look at this. You just keep going. And this is the other side, right over here. And I wanted to join those two. But looking at this, it looks like it's already joined. And here we go again. More debris left by the loggers. See that they left it all over the place. They have this stuff all over the place. And it's going to have to be cleaned. And there's no way that a couple of people can clean this by hand. Well, let me rephrase that. It would be very difficult and time costly to do it. Now right about here, you can see where the land is starting to drop off a little bit. But if we cut through all of this, see, we could join that other piece on the other side. Oh, look at that. I didn't even notice. I got a fern. Okay. Save that. That's got to be saved. Okay, and you see where it drops off right over here. It kind of drops off right in that area. It's hard to see, but it does drop off. Okay, one of the things I haven't shown yet is the shed. I think I showed pictures of it, and I have a video of when the man brought it in. To me, it was like pretty fantastic, because at about I don't know, a little less than a quarter of a mile, what the man did is he backed up this 18-wheeler with the shed on the back of it, and just dropped it there. Now I also have a video with that, because it was pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing. All right, so that's pretty much a tour of what we have. Here's some more work area that needs to be done. As you can see, it's just overgrown. When the loggers came through, they just cut everything, dropped it where it stood, and just basically left a mess. And there's a lot of ivy around here, which really tangles it and makes it difficult to do things like raking. But as you can see, there's a lot of work here. And I'll tell you, when I first came on this property and I saw this, and I couldn't even get to my property, I had to go through and actually cut this road. Dee and I cut this road after we had to cut this road just to see the property. I mean, I walked all the way in, but you can imagine I'm walking with my shorts through this kind of stuff. That tore my legs up. It really did. It tore my shorts up. But I was just so excited because this was the first time I'd been to this piece of property. And I'm not disappointed. Not at all. I was a little bit anxious because I said, holy crap, how much work am I going to have I gotten myself into? But that's all part of leaving your comfort zone, is doing things that you haven't ordinarily done. But in the 4 days, today makes 5, or rather 6, that Dee and I have been here, as you can see, we've got a lot done. We got this area cleared. We have a lot of clear area. We have a porta potty. We have a shed, which now is the home base we have. It's filled with tools, food, water, most of the necessities of life that we have that you need right there. So, and a bed, and all the things that I said that I was taking with me are here. You can see my cart, obviously, that I showed. And, well, there you go. When you leave the comfort zone, as I did, be prepared for the unexpected. The unexpected for me was how I couldn't even get to the property. I had to dig my way through the woods in order to get to my property. Now, this is supposed to be a road, but the road is maintained by the people that own property on this in this area. All right. So since this area was sold out just about a month ago, the people haven't really shown up to do anything. We have seen tents, we have seen some mobile homes, but as far as on this road, Dee and I have seen nobody. So we actually have nobody here. On this road, there's nobody. It's just us. And something else that they said that I talked to a ranger, and he was telling me about that we're in bear country. I try and keep that information away from Dee as far as being in bear country. But the bears, supposedly, they don't like people. So as long as you keep your mouth open and running, you should have no problems. They'll stay away. Now, if you look over here, you can see a little path. Now, these paths, it's hard to tell, but these paths are created by something. I don't know what, deer, bear. One of the things the guy said was that there were boar in this area. So there are wild hogs in this area. So wild hogs running around, tearing shit up. Matter of fact, this area was so messed up that the guy that put the shed in, he didn't even know about this area. He couldn't find us. And matter of fact, he left a piece of his truck that plopped down. So we have to take that with us and throw that away. No reason to leave a lot of garbage around in this pristine area. All right, so hold on. Let me grab this. But that belongs to the trucker. And this is beautiful land. It is beautiful. It's in some respects a little scary because we're out in the middle of nowhere. Look at the strap. Okay, now we're getting too much stuff. All right. It's a little scary because there's nobody out here. Dee and I, we have We have remotes, walkie-talkies, because there's no way you can see her way down there. There's no way I can scream and she could hear me or have a conversation. She's supposed to have it on. Let's see. Hey, how are you? Hello? You know, see, the whole point of this thing was so that we could have communication.
Hello?
There she goes. All right. All right. Just testing, making sure your ears are on.
Yeah, okay.
All right, over and out. Okay, here we go again. More paths. You can look through here. There's a path. Like I said, I'm not sure if you can get through it with this video, but there's a path there. And once we cut this open, we could see a lot of paths. There's a path here. Looks like there's one straight through there and right over here. Looks like another one right there. Another path. I have no idea what's there. Oh, matter of fact, look at this. Let's see, we tried this before. Excellent view. Once we cut some of this stuff down, the weeds and those spotty trees, that's fine. We'll be able to have a view of that entire mountaintop over there. It's beautiful. Alright, so that'll be the ending of this video right now. And thank you for visiting Leaving My Comfort Zone.